Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm incredibly excited for today's video. We're going to be doing a tag video, and I'm excited because this is the Geeky Makeup Tag. Hello, welcome to my channel. So this tag was created by my friend Alex the Alchemist. She's actually a fairly new friend for me. I met her when we did our Eevee Evolution collab, so I guess it's been probably a couple months, few weeks, couple months. I've lost all track of time. But yeah, that's how I met her, and I've just fallen in love with her channel. I met so many great girls through that collab that I just love their channel, so I'm so glad that I ended up getting to do that. But Alex's channel is super great. She loves color, and of course she loves geeky, nerdy stuff just like me, so I'm so happy she created this tag. It's really fun because it not only kind of covers just the geeky aspect of some of your favorite fandoms, but also how it ties into makeup, because let's be honest, nerd makeup is becoming so much more popular. We've got actual official brands releasing stuff. We have indie brands releasing stuff. So it's the perfect time to be a nerd. Yeah, so I figured let's go ahead and just jump right into the questions. I've kind of jotted down some of my answers so that I don't have to think too hard about it, because I've already watched her video and been thinking exactly what I was going to answer. So we should go ahead and get started. Before we do though, in case you're curious about this look, I did the eye look with the Jeffree Star the Mini Breaker palette right here. I don't think this is up on my channel yet because I did this in a get ready with me style video, and it's a very long-winded get ready with me, so I think I'm gonna hold off and wait until next weekend to post it, just because it's a really long video. So I'm probably gonna post this during the week, so you will probably see this first. But yes, just know that it's coming. If it's already up though, I will link it. So let's go ahead and jump right into the first question. So first up is, what is your favorite fandom? That is a tough question. What is my favorite fandom? Probably Harry Potter. Yeah, seriously though, my favorite fandom is without a doubt Harry Potter. I have a Dumbledore quote right here, the whole it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Clearly you guys have seen I have 3 wands, but this is my wand from Universal. I have so much stuff. I love Harry Potter. Yeah, it's a slight obsession. I want to go to Hogwarts. So yes, Harry Potter, definitely my favorite. Next up is, what fandom are you just getting into? And for me, I would say that's probably Pokemon, actually. And by just getting into, I would just say that I haven't had a love for it all my life or loved it as long as most people have. I feel like most people that are really big Pokemon fans were fans from long before, whether it was through the actual card game or through the show. But I really didn't start getting into Pokemon until Pokemon Go released. When it released, I had another friend that I worked with who downloaded it, and so I gave it a try, and it was just really fun to get into going out and catching stuff with people. But of course then it's I got to know the characters and they were super cute, and so really I developed a love for it through the game. And then my son started watching the show on Netflix, and for a little while I was watching it with him, and so I kind of got to know it there. So I wouldn't say I'm a huge Pokemon obsessed type of person, but I do really enjoy it. Mostly I just think that the cute little Pokemon are adorable as hell. And we did go see Detective Pikachu. I took my son to see that, so it's more I have a shared love of it with my son, and so it kind of makes me embrace it even more. And of course, like I said, the Pokemon are cute as hell. So yes, I would say there's definitely something I've more recently, at least over the past 2 years or so, gotten into, whereas I wasn't a fan for as long as most people have been. Okay, number 3 is, what is your favorite nerdy makeup collaboration? So I kind of was tied here. It's either going to be the storybook, more Harry Potter-ish themed stuff. So it's because it all started for me with the wizard brushes. I do have the original ones that are actually styled after the legit Harry Potter wands. So they only were able to sell this for a brief time before they were told to stop, I'm sure by Warner Brothers. I forget what all happened behind it, but they didn't have licensing for it, of course. So now they just have more inspired by, they're just little cute wand brushes, which I love as much. So I love the wand brushes. And again, the same thing, the Witchcraft palette. That is another favorite of mine. I guess I could just post a picture up here. I do love the Witchcraft palette. I wish it could have been a bit more Harry Potter themed, but again, they weren't able to do that just because they didn't have licensing for it, so they had to be more inspired by. You can definitely see some nods to Harry Potter in the palette, but there's also nods to other things like Merlin. You kind of just have that whole witchy vibe to it. So yes, definitely love that. My other favorite though has to also be the Besame Infinity War collection, specifically the eyeshadow singles. The lip glosses, which I have some of them on display up here. That was the set that didn't work for me. And then I have the set that did work. The lip glosses were nice, but I felt like they were a bit unnecessary. I do wish they had been more pigmented. To be forced to buy them in a set, I would like them to actually come off with more tint on my lips. But the eyeshadows are phenomenal. Besame has a really, really fantastic shimmer formula. And so all of the Infinity Stone shadows were all shimmers, and they were just the most gorgeous, intense, pigmented colors, like the gorgeous red and deep blue and purple. Stunning. Absolutely love those shadows, and I'm so glad. And because it was like an official Marvel collection, like the packaging of the actual shadows is just like a little, you know, clamshell or whatever, but the packaging, like the boxes and stuff that they all came in, they were really creative, and I love the way it all like came together. I will definitely put like a picture of the whole collection. If I haven't already, I'll put that up so you guys can see it. But those are definitely my 2 favorite collabs so far. Hopefully we will continue to get more fun nerdy makeup. So number 4 is, what is your least favorite nerdy makeup collaboration? And I have a tie there as well. So one of them I would definitely say is probably the Ulta and Marvel collection that came out recently. I do own a good bit of it. The makeup bags that came in that collection were so awesome. I got the one with Captain Marvel on it, so I use that one a lot. I really love it. And the eyeshadow palette, it's just not what I would expect from an Infinity War or Avengers related collection. The colors are really soft. Like with the Infinity War, I know it's not supposed to be Infinity War, it's just Avengers, but like with the Infinity War Besame collection, or even the Infinity War collection that Her Universe did with Hot Topic, you have those bold reds, greens, blues, yellows, oranges, because it represents the Infinity Stones. And I feel like even with the Avengers collection, if you're thinking about the costumes that these characters wear, they are more bold and like primary colors. So why you have this palette that's more soft, light, purples and greens and blues, very, very soft though, muted colors, it just doesn't fully make sense. That was probably my biggest complaint with it. Of course, the shadows weren't spectacular, but I don't care that much about it because it was a really affordable palette. So I think of it as more like drugstore type of quality. And you guys know, I mean, I made tons of videos over just making Hot Topic palettes work for me. So I didn't really care about the quality of the shadows as much. I can make them work for me. I can get a look out of them. It's just, I don't think of those colors when I think of Avengers. And I definitely didn't think of the packaging. I didn't hate the lip glosses as much, or the liquid lipsticks. Here, I've got one right here. I didn't hate the packaging on these as much. I know there was a lot of people that had complaints about the cap and just like the logos thrown all over it. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but I don't think it looks that bad. You know, I do like the formulas in most of these. I've actually worn the liquid lipsticks more than I've worn the glosses. And really the main reason I bought as much as I did out of the collection was because they had it all where it was like buy one, get one half off or buy one, get one free. It was ridiculously cheap by the time I bought it all. I think I only paid less than half because I think I also had some Ulta points. So that's why I was willing to go ahead and buy all of it. But yeah, I've maybe reached for the palette twice since then. I've definitely reached for the liquid lipsticks more. And I actually do like the highlighter palette. I don't like the packaging of it, but the highlighters in the highlighter palette are really nice. I have used those. I did take that on vacation with me actually, and I used it. So yeah, that definitely is a little bit of a bummer. The other bummer I did want to mention was the Cargo and Star Wars collection that came out 2 years ago. I really don't remember how it was towards the beginning of my channel. So I think I only bought the 2 eyeshadow palettes. They also had things like 2 mascaras and some mirrors. I didn't bother with that, but I did buy the 2 eyeshadow palettes, and it was like a dark side and a light side. I do still have both of them, and I've had requests from people that wanted me to bring those back in like a Throwback Thursday video. My only issue with that is the colors are so muted in both palettes. There's really not too much color difference and variation in there. You can't really get too many different looks out of it, especially the like good side, the light side palette. Most of those shadows just end up looking the same on your lid. It doesn't matter how many of you pile on, it just looks like a light, boring neutral look. And even now more so, I've gone really over into the colorful side, so those palettes interest me even less than they did originally. The formula of the shadows wasn't really bad. It's just the fact that it's kind of those types of shadows that even if you have like a light, medium, and dark, when you put them on your lid, they all look the same. The dark side palette had a bit more of like purpley cool toneness to it, but still, again, you couldn't do much variation with it. So that was definitely disappointing. I don't know why Star Wars or Lucasfilms or whoever like made the decision to partner with Cargo. I don't know why that decision was made. I'm sure there could have been another brand they could have gone with, or I wish they would have just gone a bit more full in with doing some different color variations, you know, maybe taking some inspiration from the lightsabers. I don't know. I've seen Cargo do colorful shadows, so I don't know why this collection was played so safe with such boring neutral colors. But yeah, I do own it, but I very rarely touch it. I think I've only used it once since my video. So yeah, definitely a disappointment. Number 5 is, what would be your dream nerdy makeup collab? And I would say an official J.K. Rowling approved and, you know, collaborated with Harry Potter collection. I don't know. I know things like Primark and stuff in the UK, like drugstore type of things, have had some palettes. I don't want a drugstore type of thing. I want it to be a nice palette. I don't have too much opinion on who the palette would be with or collection would be with, because I focus so much more on indie makeup right now. I don't think it would ever happen with an indie makeup brand, but that would be awesome because I feel like indie formulas is really where it's at. I think they knock the mainstream brands out of the water. So yeah, I couldn't really think of who would be a good collaboration for it to be with as far as a brand goes. I just know that I would not want it to be drugstore. I would want it to be like a higher end like Sephora type brand or an indie brand if they were willing to go that route. I think it would be cool to do it with a brand like Storybook, just because I think it really ties in with the brand's aesthetic, and they already have things like the wand brushes, so it would be really cool if they got licensing and were maybe allowed to do like Hogwarts: A History as a book and it have like all these beautiful colors in it inspired by Harry Potter. Like I would love to see them actually do true to color house inspired tones, and then maybe some other things that are thrown in there, like a beautiful lighter blue for like the Bobaton outfits, and you know, a pretty pink for like Hermione's dress, at least from the movie. I know it wasn't pink in the books, but you know what I mean? You know, just I think that they could really do something really beautiful with it. They've kind of done the Wizard collection a lot already though, so I don't know if that would ever happen. But really, like I said, any good quality Harry Potter collection that was actually officially collaborated with J.K. Rowling, and you know, you got something really awesome, like a really gorgeous palette with maybe some lips and stuff like that. That's my dream. I would love to see that happen one day. Number 6 is, who is your favorite nerdy YouTuber? And this can be beauty related or not. Well, aside from myself. So of course I do have to give a shout out for Alex because like I said, she's amazing. I've really enjoyed watching her videos, just like her personality and of course her love for color. And she's just really fun and entertaining to watch. So I definitely recommend her if you guys have never checked her out before. The other YouTuber that I would mention would be Glamourzen. I've been following her for a really long time, and her videos, and just because she's a total nerd, she kind of does a little bit of everything. She does makeup stuff, she does hauls, she did a lot of like hair stuff because she has really long, big curly hair. She's done like some clothing modifications, like how to make a shirt, like if you're getting a too big shirt and you want to tailor it in, something like that. She does a lot of really cool like fashion books, lookbooks, I guess you'd say, but it's all very nerdy. And she was one of the first channels that I watched where she was totally herself, and she had all this like nerdy stuff in her background, and she was super excited about nerdy things, and she didn't feel weird or uncomfortable talking about it on her channel. And it was actually seemed to be something that people loved and embraced about her. And I just remember that was one of the things that me watching it before I started my channel, that was one of the things that kind of made me confident enough to fully embrace this side of me and just put it out there for everybody. Because yes, not everybody's going to be into Harry Potter or Doctor Who or Sailor Moon or half the things that I like, and that's fine. But there's a lot of people out there that are, way more than I ever thought. And so it's really fun to be able to connect with those people who like those same things. That's the thing I love the most about when I get themed palettes or themed collections and I do the videos, is when you guys who are really big fans of that specific fandom comment in the comments, and I get to kind of comment back and forth with you on stuff, or just, you know, share that overall excitement about something that's from this fandom that we love so much. So I really, really love that aspect of it. So I definitely have to recommend her. She hasn't really been posting very much over this past year. It's been really sporadic. So I hope she gets back into posting regularly. But yes, she is definitely one of the original kind of nerdy YouTubers that I started following that really kind of inspired my own channel. So I absolutely have to recommend her to you guys. Okay, so next we are at number 7, and that is TV or movie character whose makeup you admire. So off the top of my head, the first one that came into mind was Felicity Smoke from the show Arrow. There's not a lot of like makeup in many of the movies and shows that I watch, or, you know, most of it's that like natural no makeup type of look, so it's not really, there's not much going on. But I do remember like with Felicity Smoke, so she always had, especially in the first season, that's more of like where I really loved it, was in the first season. The eye makeup was pretty neutral. The eye makeup was just more like to help emphasize the eyes. I mean, clearly there was maybe some light shadow and liner and mascara, but she had glasses. And when I first started watching her, it was shortly after I first got glasses myself, because I didn't have glasses prior to like a handful of years ago. So like when I started watching her, she had glasses and she always wore these really beautiful, like fun colors on her lips, which kind of drove me to want to try out new lip colors and like kind of really pretty oranges and purples. And she had such a quirky, fun style, and it always looked so cute with her glasses, with just the like emphasized eye look and the fun bolder type of lip. So yeah, I always loved her look. It kind of evolved over the seasons and became more like boring and natural like everybody else, but season 1 Felicity Smoke from Arrow, that's where I love. That's the look that I love if I'm gonna have to pick from anybody. Number 8, and this is actually the last question, so we are pretty much at the end. So number 8 says, give us a niche recommendation. It can be anything, book series, TV show, comic, movie, etc. Just anything that you think not a lot of people know about that you want them to know more about. So I'm going to give you 2, just because one I've technically mentioned before. So I mean, you may or may not have watched the videos where I've mentioned it before, because I think it's always been in my favorites video. But first up is going to be a book series that I highly, highly, highly recommend if you are into the more like fantasy genre. This is, I think it's considered more like new adult. It's not young adult, it's more new adult. It's like college age character. But I know I've mentioned it in my favorites before. It's a 4-book series. I've already lost count, I forget. So it basically surrounds angels, fallen angels, demons, that whole thing. And of course, you know, it's a girl who falls in love with a fallen angel and that whole thing. But it's really, really good. It has a lot of twists to it. The characters, it's got some really good, like strong female characters in there who can totally kick ass on their own. It's got a lovely epic love story, you know. It's just if you're into that kind of thing, which I am. So I definitely recommend it. And Amy Bartol is more of like an indie author, so I love supporting indie authors. You can do just like the ebook on Amazon. I get a lot of like more indie related. I like indie all kinds of stuff apparently. Indie nail polish, indie makeup, indie books. So yes, I definitely recommend checking her out. I don't want to give away too much about the story, but if you're interested, go look at it on Amazon or wherever and just kind of like read the description and see if it interests you. The other thing that I would recommend that I don't know if a lot of people know about, because I didn't really know about it, is an anime that I watched not long ago called Rage of Bahamut. So I don't even know how I came across it. I think I came across it in some kind of like YouTube montage video. Like every now and then I'll watch videos where it's like best scenes from something, and I think it might have been in there and I didn't know what it was, but it looked appealing to me. So I looked it up, and it has 2 seasons. So apparently it's based off of a game, like a video game. I know nothing about this, so don't come for me, but I enjoyed the anime a lot, so that's why I'm recommending it to you. And it has 2 seasons. The first season is called Genesis, and that's probably my favorite of the 2 seasons. I believe the first season I watched on Hulu, but I think you can watch it on Crunchyroll also if you have that. And then the second season is streaming on Amazon Prime, so you can watch it through that. I don't know if you can watch it through Crunchyroll or anything else, but I know that I watched it through Amazon Prime. And it has like the Japanese with the English subtitles, which is how I prefer to watch anime. I really hate dubbed animes. I like just the subtitles. But yes, so I really, really enjoyed it. This one, again, kind of goes back to the whole angel and demon thing, which apparently I'm on a bit of a kick on. But it's a world where there's like humans and angels and demons, and they all live in the same world together, like very aware of each other. It's very, very interesting. I really don't know how to describe it other than it's just interesting. I don't know. I liked it. There's like a big kind of demon-y dragon looking thing, which is the Bahamut character. And that's basically what they're trying to stop from awakening. And there's this girl who is kind of like a key to things, and like, I don't know. You just need to watch it if you're into animes and you're into like that kind of thing. It's kind of like got the whole like unlikely heroes, kind of like the guys who are like the screw up, and they kind of, you know, end up getting sucked into this whirlwind trying to stop this crazy demon thing from killing everybody and taking over the world, whatever. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, it's fun. It's got a lot of funny moments to it. It's got a good little ending, and the second season wasn't bad. It's not that I didn't like the second season, I just liked the first season better. But yeah, so 2 seasons, you can watch them fairly easily if you're interested. That is my recommendation. So yeah, that is all the questions in the tags. This was definitely a really fun tag, so I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my answers, and I hope that if you have a channel, you'll do it as well, because I'd love to hear other people's interests on certain fandoms. Like maybe it's one that is new to me that I've never heard of before, whether it's one that you love or one that you're recommending. So I'm always into trying out, you know, new books, movies, shows, whatever, and I always like hearing recommendations. So feel free to give recommendations in the comments if you think there's something awesome that I or the rest of the people watching should check out. And like I said, if you have a channel, please do it yourself. I tag all of you. But yeah, that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.